What's going on, everybody? Robbie here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers MP36 Megatron. Now, this is the second coming of Megatron masterpiece figures, basically. In the same way we got MP10 Optimus Prime, which was a kind of a do-over of MP01. This is, of course, MP36, a redo of MP5. Megatron, the spindly monster. I do own an MP5. I do not have it with me here. It's in storage, buried somewhere, and I have no intention of digging it up for this review. So I am a little bit late to the party as far as reviews go for this guy, and it's kind of a bummer, but, the show must go on. Basically due to the fact that I ordered this guy from HLJ.com, that's Hobby Link Japan, and they're wonderful there. I love them to bits. I've never had a bad experience with Hobby Link Japan, but they were required to put the orange plugs into their Masterpiece Megatrons, unfortunately. So I did have to wait like a week and a half, basically, while they, went through their entire stock and opened them all up and put all the orange plugs in. And you know what? It's a pain in the butt, but, I would love to avoid, a Reginald Val Johnson in Die Hard situation. So, you know what? In the end, it's not the end of the world. Life goes on, and here we are. So, this is Masterpiece Megatron. I have shaky cam here. Hopefully, I will only require shaky cam for the first part, which is the box, because this is an enormous box. But, the figure's only about yay big, and then you've got all the accessories in here. Another thing to note is he does have a sound effect, a little chip in there. I unfortunately did not get a chance to go out and actually get batteries for this guy. I thought I had batteries here. It's a whole story, but I don't have batteries. But it's not that big a deal. He makes a transformation sound, he makes a shooting sound, and then he makes a lot of Japanese phrases. So it's not really. I mean, you know what? We'll live. We'll get by without it. So he doesn't light up or anything like that. If that were the case, if he did have like lights and stuff, I would have gone out and made sure I had batteries. But in any case, enough about that. This is the box. It's very nice. It's a Masterpiece style box, and it's very large. And you can see on the top we've got a nice image of Megatron here with his light sword. And then on the side, of course, Masterpiece Transformers. And over here, we've got a nice, full-scale image of Megatron. And then basically showing off all of his accessories on the back, as well as his alt mode and the various faces that he comes with, and, flight stand and all that kind of cool stuff. So, yeah, really, really cool. I'm excited to have this guy in hand, so let's get him open and check him out right now. Alright guys, so in the package you get, of course, the handy dandy collector card, which apparently got quite wrecked on mine, which is unfortunate. Oh well. On the back, of course, you can see some stats here, and some Japanese, which is neat, I guess. So I'll just put that off to the side. You also get this lovely instruction booklet, and unlike some of the other MPs, this guy is not a fold-out because there is quite a lot of stuff to cover in here. And honestly, the transformation is not that bad. It's really not. It's just fiddly. And that is the biggest thing. Honestly, when I was practicing my transformations, the hardest part for me was actually getting back into robot mode, and it really wasn't because the transformation itself was difficult to accomplish. It's just that some of the parts just didn't quite want to move the way I thought they were supposed to move, and there was a lot of pieces that are just very, very tight and very difficult to kind of maneuver. So it was a little bit tricksy at first, but ultimately we got it done. It's not a problem. So we're going to show that off in just a moment, but let's take a look at the robot mode and the accessories that come with him. So here is Masterpiece Megatron for those of you that haven't already seen this particular figure in action. He is really really nice. So, yeah, I cannot stress that enough. So here he is, and we'll do a little turnaround here. He's got a little bit of backpack here, but honestly, if I were to do anything to kind of clean up the backpack, we'll take a quick look at here. It's got these flaps on the outside with the Decepticon logo. If anything, maybe find a way to have these rotate around and down on this side so you can just see the flat panel here. But honestly, and maybe if this like collapsed in a little bit, but honestly, like, that would be so many moving pieces, so many little parts, and already this thing has so many moving pieces. I think they did really the best anyone could ask of them with this particular setup here, and I think it looks fine. It really doesn't look nearly as bad in person as it may look on camera. Speaking of looking different on person than in camera, all the pictures we've seen of this guy had him really looking kind of gray, just like a monotone sort of like plastic gray, and that is not the case at all. This dude is painted all over with this really nice, it's not a silver necessarily, but it's like a shimmery gray. So he's got a nice metallic sheen to him, and I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. He poses beautifully, and I'm really pleased with this guy. Very pleasantly surprised as well. Just overall, really nicely done. So let's check out some of his accessories here. I will move him right back here. So first of all, he does have a plethora of different heads you can mess around with. So he's got this kind of angry face that you see here. And we'll zoom in a little bit here. Like so. He's got that angry face. He's also got a smiling evil face, maniacal laughter, and changing out his face is quite simple. You just pull up, and you can see underneath there he's got that reformatted face underneath from when he was getting done up by Unicron there, and you can plop in any one of the other faces, which is really easy to do, but surprisingly difficult to accomplish when you're also trying to look through the viewfinder of a camera. So he's got that one. He's got the standard face that he comes packaged with, and I do actually like this face quite a lot. It's the no nonsense, I'm not listening to your garbage face. And then speaking of garbage face, he also has his I just got the crap kicked out of me by Optimus Prime and the boys. I still function? Maybe, kinda, sorta, I don't know. And in addition to that busted up face, he's also got, and if I can actually get my camera, there we go. He's also got a different chest panel, which is pretty cool. And we can, come on. Yeah. Alright. It's normally a lot easier than that. You just slide off the chest panel, revealing all this nice detailing underneath. And he does have a busted up chest panel to go along with this. And you just slide that down over, and it just clips into place. And now you've got a beat up Megatron ready to hit the bricks. Alright. I don't know why it wants to get caught on the one side for me. I don't know what's up with that, but okay. So we're going to go ahead and reattach his normal chest plate. There we go. And we're going to give him, I guess, just the standard cranky face. So I'm just gonna push it down. There we go. Push that down, and yeah. So very nice on those facial accessories and all that kind of stuff. He also comes with a couple of weapons here. He's got the blaster as seen in Transformers the movie. There you go. He's got the light sword as seen in Transformers the movie, or laser sword, or whatever you want to call it. So you can hold either this hilt, or you can even take the blade out and pop it into the gun so you can fire it at Optimus Prime or whoever. And he can hold those in his hands, of course. Just like so. Well, you know, when he wants to do anything, of course, because nobody commands Megatron. Except me, buddy. I bought you. You're mine. Sucker. And there you go. He's got the gun. It's a little bit loose. I don't think it's quite pegged in all the way here. And he's got, so the thing is, like, he's got his little finger here, and I'm gonna try and do this a little bit closer. Sorry if it's hard for you to see, but I need it kind of a little bit closer to me so I can actually see what's going on. So bring that finger around, and then these fingers come around like that. There we go. Now he's holding it. Now he's got it. And so he can aim it wherever he so chooses and stuff like that. And then, of course, you can get the blade in his hand as well. Just wrap his fingers around there. And what's really cool is he does have this kind of, his wrist does go in and out. Partly for transformation, but they also, you know, made sure that there was enough leeway there that you could have it just for posability for his robot mode, so he can come in here swinging this thing around and even hold it right in front of his face like that. So yeah, very, very, very cool. Really good stuff. In addition, he's also got, and I guess we'll do it on this hand. We can take his whole entire hand, push down, and the whole thing just comes right out. And he also comes with the old ball and chain here. And it's got a little arrow. It's hard to see. A little arrow molded in here that shows you where to push up. And we'll just... Oop. Alright, you know what? Life becomes impossible when you're trying to actually do something on camera, just so you know. Just so you can, there we go. That's got it. So he can hold this ball and chain, you can swing it around, but you can also pop this little bit out, pop this little bit out, and he comes with this really nice articulated chain. You can pop in there, and then pop in here. And now he can have an articulated mace. Yeah, we'll give him a different head to go with the mace as well. So now he can really show everybody what for as he swings this thing around and just causes havoc and mayhem the world over. All right. He's also got his weird hat helmet thing, his control helmet for when he took control of an Optimus Prime clone, if I'm remembering correctly. It fits on his head. It fits on any of his heads, and you know, it's painted nicely. I'm never going to touch it again after this point, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And he also includes a key to Vector Sigma, which is pretty neat. It's a die-cast key. It's painted gold, which is nice. And you can just stick that in his hand here. I guess fold his fingers out he's got that, and then just kind of, he's like, hey, who wants a sandwich? It's shaped like a key. That's pretty cool, right? And yeah, so he's got all of that stuff and more. Alright, so very quickly, he does have a couple other accessories I want to show off real quick. He does come with a silencer piece, which does have the orange plug on my version. I can't get it out at the moment. Eventually, I will probably pry that thing out. Yeah, so in addition to all of that stuff, he does have a couple of uses for this, as well as this stock piece, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. So it starts out just all kind of folded up like, just like this. So you can see just a regular stock piece, but it also functions as, you can open up the bottom here, the base. Yeah, we'll actually pop Megatron off to the side here. You've got a little button back here you can press, and that will release this top part here. This can come out and go around, and then we twist it around so that this little peg is facing the bottom half. We can crank this bit here. There are these little handles that come out of the sides. And then we can fold this bit over, and you can see there's a small channel in there. It's going to just fit right on top of this piece. And now we have kind of a cannon station where we can even take Megatron's gun here. One of these days I'm going to remove that properly from Megatron, but and this can go right up in here, and then you can extend the barrel out and have that going. You can also attach the Megatron cannon to the front or side of this gun if you prefer to do that. So you've got some options there. There's also a way to take this cannon here and have it going like in front of Megatron's face, which you just do by taking this piece up here and like folding it up and over, and then you can have this guy in front of Megatron's face for whatever reason, if that suits you. I'm not going to do that because I kind of am wary of actually scratching the paint on the barrel of Megatron's actual gun, and so I'm not going to really mess with that too much. But you can also take this thing, flip these handles back in here, flip this bit around, and you can see it's got a peg and a little channel here. It's oddly shaped. And it's a little tricky to get in there, but you can actually peg it right in back here. And you might have to hold on to it a little bit, but there you go. So you can plug that into Megatron's backside. And now you actually have a flight stand. So you can have Megatron in all kinds of cool flying or jumping poses. And we will go ahead and attach these. So you can get some really cool poses out of that as well. Alright guys, it's time for the transformation. Alright guys, so before we do the transformation, let's take a quick look at some size comparisons. So I do not have Masterpiece Shockwave, so hopefully Fans Choice Quakewave will do. And to be honest, I actually like Fans Choice Quakewave a little bit better. And it's fine if you don't. This is just my preference. I like kind of a bulkier Shockwave. I think it looks a little bit better. And then we'll pop Soundwave over here in the back. Well, Laserbeak is falling off, so we'll just pop him over onto the side here. Let's go ahead and grab Starscream here. Looking pretty short, to be honest. A little bit dinky. And we'll go ahead and toss in Fans Toys Bombardier as well. Just so you can see how they all look together, and I think they look really, really good together on the whole. Shockwave, or Soundwave, my goodness. Let's go ahead and get this guy pegged on properly. There we go. And just because I can, here he is with Mega Bloks classic Ninja Turtles Shredder. I think those guys look pretty great together too. To be honest, I just love how they look together. So, all right, that's enough of the Decepticons. Let's take a look at the Autobots. Whoo! Thanks, Starscream. Good job falling apart as soon as I pick you up. Alright, let's get these guys out of here. And of course, here is Megatron with MP10 Optimus Prime. This is the US version. Come on, Prime. I'm trying to make you look a little bit more heroic here. You got a lot to face up against. It's your arch nemesis here, and these guys look really, really nice together. Prime is, well, I mean, everybody's saying Megatron is taller, but I think they're really almost exactly the same height, which is pretty awesome. Pretty great job done by the team over at Takara Tomy. And of course, Dream Killer, Childhood Ruiner here with Hot Rod. Hot Rod's a little dinky compared to this guy. Get off to the side, pal. Pal. There he is with Ironhide. Get an idea of their scale together. So he's about a head and a half taller than Ironhide, I would say. And of course, brave little bee down here, ready to get kicked into next Tuesday. Alright, so that is those guys. And I know I said I was done with the Decepticons, but let's go ahead and show him off with just one more. Let's take a look at Megatron with Combiner Wars Devastator, just chilling back here. And we'll just pull this back here. You guys can kind of see what's going on. So yeah, there you go. Pretty neat. Alright, so now we are for real and truly going to head in the direction of the transformation of Masterpiece Megatron. Let's quickly show off his articulation, though. So, he's got some really nice articulation. He has a ball-jointed head, so you can get it, any direction you want. He can go up, he can go down. His neck part can come out a little bit, so you can look a little further down. He's also got a sweet ab crunch, which is pretty phenomenal. He's got ab swivel, or waist swivel. He's got nice, he's actually got, you know, inward shoulders, which is really cool. He's got nice ratcheting shoulders up and down, like that, ratcheting around, like that. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a nice deep elbow. He does have the wrist swivel. He's got the fingers that you saw earlier. He's got the kind of, you know, wrist that goes backwards and forwards like that. He's got some hip skirts that get out of the way quite nicely here. Let him do his thing. Legs can go up that high. Knees can bend that much. Really, really cool. He does have outward leg and a thigh swivel, of course. Got that going on. He's got a nice deep foot bend, both forward and back. And then, of course, a crazy ankle tilt that I can't even imagine actually using for any logical kind of pose, but it's there if you want it. And I think that pretty much covers the articulation on this guy. So let's actually, for reals this time, get into transformation. Alright guys, transforming Megatron is really not all that terrifying. It can be a little, you know, I mean, it can certainly be intimidating, but it really doesn't have to be that bad. So, first thing we want to do, let's straighten his arms out here. Let's go ahead and put his hands away, and to do that, we just want to make sure they are as tight as possible. Make sure the thumb is underneath the fingers, and that they are balled up just like so. And we're going to go ahead and rotate the hands in just like that, and you're going to leave them open like that with the panel open, and do the same on the other side. Just fold those in, put the fingers in there, and then fold that in just like that. We're going to flip around to the back here. And we want to go ahead and bring the gun barrel down like so. And it's going to just kind of accordion in on itself like that. And we're just going to leave it off to the side just like that. We're going to flip this little panel out and leave it just like that. Now we're going to bring these two panels in here. And we have the ones with the little Decepticon logo. And we want to spin those around. Oops, spun it around the wrong direction. Just like so. And this one goes the same way. Just like so. And then we're going to leave that pretty much just the way it is for just the moment. Next thing we want to do is actually, it might be easier, I'm not sure when. So at some point we have to rotate him at the waist. And that's the part that's kind of got me hung up a little bit as far as this transformation, because there doesn't seem to be a really convenient time to do that. But we'll be able to kind of just hopefully suss it out as we're going along here. So next thing we want to do is take his chest panel and actually rotate it. Whoops, sorry about shaky cam there. And as we rotate it, the whole thing is going to come up and in like so. And we're just going to press that in just like that. Alright. Next thing we want to do, get the arms up and out of the way. And we're going to bring these pieces around and down like that. And then bring it up just like so. Do the same thing on this side. Around and up. And now we can close these two together. And they just peg right in the center there, just like that. Alright, not too bad so far, right? So now, we want to grab his arms and get them out of the way. So I'm going to bring the arms down. I'm going to unpeg from in here somewhere. And then you've got these little like vents on the side that kind of form his sides. I'm gonna bring these up and fold them in along the sides. It sometimes helps to bend him at the waist. And while we've got him bent at the waist, we can actually try and rotate him at the hips now. And yeah, I mean, that kind of worked. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Feel pretty okay about it. So now we're gonna unpeg the hip skirts from his butt, just like that. There's this little hook piece here. We're just gonna bring that down, and it's gonna kind of click down like that. Bring these bits around to the front, like so, and kind of get those out of the way. And so now we want to work on the arms. So the arms actually get hooked by this little piece at the top here. We're going to open this piece up, unfold the arms from within themselves, and then this panel is actually going to fold in like so. This piece that was holding this all together is going to fold in and around and then click shut. And then this whole panel, and it requires a little bit of force at first, but we're going to go ahead and just close that up just like so. And at this point it's pretty easy to kind of see how it all goes together because it just kind of all fits together like that. Then we're just going to fold this down so you can see there's one solid line of panels and just collapse together just like that. Now we're going to take this panel and just rotate it around and then fold this bit up and over just like that. Okay? Okay. And we'll do the same on the other side, and you can take his gun off if you feel that will help, but you certainly don't have to. I'll take it off just for now, just so you guys can more easily see what's going on, but it's really, you don't need to at all. And we'll just open this up, bring this panel down and around, fold this bit underneath until it clicks into place like that. Bring this bit down, kind of get this up and out of the way here, and then make sure you just force that panel into position like so. Now on this arm he does have the safety here, and you just want to bring this down like there and then fold that closed. There you go. So you got that all set, and you want to bring the panel that his gun was on around and just let it slide into place there. Alright, so now we've got most of the upper half done here. What we want to do is bring this whole section up and around like so, and then close it in, starting with this side, and then I'll just close up just like that. Alright, now come on to the other side, do the same thing, bring it all in. The panels are going to want to get out of alignment. You just got to kind of jam them in. As crazy as it sounds, you just got to jam them in. And then there's a tab here and a little tab there. You just want to bring those in and up and over, and that'll all close together just like so. And then you just rotate the barrel around, and there you've got the top part of Megatron's gun mode done, basically. I'm going to flip this bit out so it covers the back of Megatron's head and forms part of the guard for the trigger. And you can see the trigger right there and all of its bouncy glory. So that's cool. You got that going on. And now we can work on the handle of the gun. So this part can be a little tricksy, of course. So what you want to do is probably start with the feet. So what we're going to do here is start with each foot, and we're going to come around here and just bring this bit down like so. Unfold that. Come onto the front. And it's a little difficult to do just because the joints are very stiff right now, but we're going to fold forward a little bit, and you can see this thin plastic part here. We're just going to make sure that that is clear of this bit here. And most of these parts are die-cast metal, probably because actually there's a lot of die-cast in this guy, and I think it's just for, you know, the strength of the pieces more than anything else, more than to, you know, just quiet fanboys. But it is there. So you got that going. So then you can just kind of rest it like that, straight out. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, just to keep it all in sync here. So we're going to bring this around, bring this bit down until you can see the gray bit kind of clear, like so. Just bring that around here. And it's going to fold around into the back just like that. All right. Next we want to come around to the back of the leg, and you can see this gray bit here in the back and some of this black part here as well. And we're going to go ahead and get this guy out of the way. Want to fold it back. In theory, you know, I mean, it's always easier in theory than it is in practice. At least in my experience. But I could be doing this in the wrong order. Let's try something else here. Let's go around to the front, and we're gonna flip up the little guard on the front of the legs, and then this bit is actually going to fold in just like that. This bit is going to fold out just like that. We'll just leave it like that for the moment. Now we should be able to come back here and mess around with this bit, no problem. But I'm just having a hard time getting my fingernails in there. There we go. That's it. It just needed to be able to kind of loosen up a little bit for me to get my finger in there. So we're going to come around here. We're going to unfold this tiny little bit here, just like that. Make sure we're clear. And then the cool thing is this whole bit, the legs rather, will just collapse in on themselves, just like so. And that's the part you want to really watch out for when you're transforming him back. I had a lot of trouble with this part. There's two little pieces inside that kind of, you know, rotate to let this kind of collapse like that, and they can be a little difficult in my experience, actually getting them to kind of turn back around so you can actually get them into robot mode. So that's just something you want to kind of look out for. But once that's done, you come up here and fold this guy up and in like that. We can come up here and turn this trigger piece just like so, and you want to go ahead and fold this bit in as far as it'll go, because you're going to bring it up and in, and then there's a little tiny, it's hard to kind of make out, there's a little tiny sort of ledge there that's going to hook right over this tiny little tab and just kind of hold that together. And you just want to make sure that all stays intact, and that's basically part of your handle right there. And we're going to do the same on the other side of the leg. So we're going to flip this bit up. We're going to collapse it in a little bit here. Just pull these, pull the knees apart because that'll release this piece as well. And come around to the back. Grab this section and pull it out and down. Just make sure it's clear of the leg. And now you can go ahead and collapse that down, just like so. And now we can bring the piece back. Make sure the black piece is extended before you do that, because I didn't, and now I'm a dummy. So let's try and expand the legs again. And we can look at that cool collapsing trick one more time. There we go. So bring this back. Expand the little black piece first. And now you can collapse the legs. There you go. There we go. Alright. So again, bring this piece up, and that just kind of folds in just like that. This piece will fold back. I want to bring this in as far as it'll go, and then bring it up. And it'll kind of hold this trigger piece in place. Okay. Whew. Now, I want to go ahead and bring the legs down in the center, kind of like Masterpiece Grimlock, if you remember that guy. So the trick here is to just pull. You just got to pull, like strong arm it, because it gets really solidly locked into place there. There you go. All right. And you just got to strong arm it. There's really no other way. Now you can fold all these bits together, and they should, in theory, lock together fairly well. Just like that. Actually, this needs to be a little more aligned here at the back, but it's alright. We can work it out as we go along. So now we're going to take these panels that were the side skirts, and underneath there's extra bits that are going to fold out. And there you go. You pretty much got that going. And you just want to make sure that you kind of got everything sort of in the right place. And so there's a little cutout in this panel that's going to fit this little bit in this panel, and you just want to kind of make sure that that is aligned. And you can kind of bring those down a little bit, sort of like that. All right. There we go. So once that's all set, you're going to go ahead and do the magic trick on this figure and push him in at the thighs like so. And then start to collapse the whole thing in like this. Make sure these center panels are a little hard to see here. Make sure these center panels go in between all the pieces here. It should collapse fairly well. And if there's anything out of place, you gotta kind of massage it a little bit, you know, to get everything to kind of line up exactly just so. There we go. That should do it. And now these will line up with this eventually. We got to get everything kind of locked into place first. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to kind of come on in here. So these bits are going to lock into place just like that. Alright. I'll do the same on the other side. Get these side panels down. Lock those into place like so. Make sure that bit is locked in together. Okay. And now you can see that everything's kind of starting to come together here. And the very last part is we're going to take this whole panel, or the arms rather, bring them around, and kind of just bring them up into place. Just like that. Alright, do the same on the other side. Just swing it all around, and it's going to be a little tight. But you should be able to get it all into place here. Just close everything up. Let's see. Oh, that's my bad. Okay. So what happened here was we got one of the little panels came loose. The little black panel here got folded down in again, and didn't want to cooperate. So, all right, now we got everything folded together. Try and get this top bit down and massaged into place, kind of underneath there. And then this will come up and sort of lock that all together. You got your safety here. And it does have a soft locking position there. Like so. Now, if you did take this off, you can go ahead and plop it back on. And then just go ahead and extend that out. And there you have Megatron in his gun mode, and you can pull the trigger, pew pew pew. Now I didn't show this again because I don't have the batteries. I have one battery but not two. I didn't realize I needed two, but you do get a little clear red slide here. So one position you get a transformation sound, so you press this little button, it'll go you know, like that. If you slide it to another position, it'll go pew pew pew, just like in the show. All right, and then the final position, all the way there. I'm not going to insult people by doing like a Japanese kind of voice, but it just makes, you know, several phrases from the Japanese anime original Transformers series and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, pretty cool, but not at all necessary in my book. And yeah, I mean, it's a nice solid, you know, gun mode. It looks decent enough. It's got a lot of panels, but I mean, for the robot mode that you get, if you're going to complain about the gun mode, like, reevaluate your life. Seriously. Oh boy. So here's the plug that did come installed in my Megatron. It didn't stay in, which is I'm very, very thankful for. Unfortunately, this one was not so simple. And of course, you can put on the silencer bit just by sliding this into here and pushing it all the way on, but I am not going to do that. So I do hope you will just accept my apologies with that whole scenario, because you know, it is already starting to scuff the paint on the barrel there. And of course, you can put on the stock here. And just go ahead and that all goes together. And then this guy, you want to press the button and just go ahead and. Am I doing this wrong? I'm doing this wrong. Alright, so you want to flip this around, close it up, there we go, and now it's got the little bit here, so you just press this little button and then you can slide this up, except I'm doing it wrong, my goodness, no, I'm not doing it wrong, what's going on here? doesn't seem correct. It seems wrong somehow. It's because it was wrong. It was wrong somehow. Guys, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. So yeah, there you go. That's the stock extension. And you can put on the, the barrel extension. And you guys can kind of get an idea of what that all looks like. It's very long. It's very big. Joke however you like. I don't care. And I'm not entirely sure what exactly this is. I haven't noticed it in the instructions anywhere. So I mean, maybe it's something I missed. And we'll take a quick look, just in case I did miss that. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, it's to go onto Megatron's shoulder when it's over his shoulder. But I'm never going to use that, so it doesn't matter. All right, so here's the orange plug. I was unable to get it out of mine, so it's stuck in there. But that's all right. This is going right back in the box because, honestly, I'm never. Well, A, I'm never going outside with this guy in gun mode. B, I'm probably not really going to put him in gun mode again for a very, very long time, unless one of my friends wants to really, really see it in gun mode. But yeah, I mean, the gun mode is really nice. Don't get me wrong there, but I've never liked Megatron as a gun. I thought it was always kind of silly. So yeah, this guy's going to be definitely in robot mode on display and play and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a really, really solid figure, a great masterpiece figure. I think it's like up there among my favorites. Just the robot mode alone, and the fact that they did get it to transform in any capacity, especially after seeing MP5. Like this is incredibly. This is just night and day. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with him. And yeah, well worth the money, in my opinion. So, alright guys, that's going to do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. It really does help me out. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I will have more Masterpiece reviews coming as soon as there are more Masterpieces to be had. I don't think I'm getting Artfire, but we'll see what comes after that. And of course, check out my channel for more Transformers reviews and all kinds of other cool stuff like that. So, in the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.